Welcome to US Coins Hub, where history meets hidden value. Today, we uncover a rare piece of American heritage, a coin that tells a story, holds mystery, and could be worth far more than its face value. So slow down, listen closely, and step into the timeless world of rare and valuable US coins. Let's dive into today's video. Top 1. We are diving deep into one of the most iconic and fascinating coins in American history, the 1968 Washington quarter. At first glance, it might seem like just another 25-cent piece, but this coin holds secrets, rarities, and potential value that can make any collector's heart race. Today, we'll explore why a 1968 Washington quarter could be worth an astonishing $94,000 in the rarest and most extraordinary circumstances. The Washington quarter was first minted in 1932 to commemorate George Washington's 200th birthday, and it quickly became a staple of American coinage. By 1968, the quarter had undergone several subtle design changes, but it remained instantly recognizable. George Washington's profile on the obverse and the iconic eagle with outstretched wings on the reverse. What makes the 1968 quarter particularly fascinating is that it was produced during a transitional period in American coinage. This was the first year quarters were struck exclusively in clad composition for circulation. Prior to this, quarters were made of 90% silver. The shift to a copper-nickel clad composition was part of a nationwide effort to address rising silver prices and ensure coins could remain in circulation economically. Although millions of 1968 quarters were minted, not all coins are created equal. Most circulated examples today are worth only their face value or slightly more in uncirculated condition. However, the magic happens when we talk about rarity, mint errors, and top-tier condition. Some 1968 Washington quarters exhibit extraordinary mint errors that make them highly desirable to collectors. Off-center strikes, where the design is noticeably shifted from the center, can dramatically increase a coin's value. Double-die errors are another fascinating variety, where letters or numbers appear doubled due to misalignment during die preparation. There are also coins with die cracks, clipped planchets, or weakly struck designs, each creating a unique story about the minting process. Collectors are particularly drawn to coins that combine these rare errors with flawless condition. Modern grading services like PCGS and NGC certify coins in mint state grades ranging from MS60 to MS70. A 1968 Washington quarter in top population grades such as MS67 or MS68 is extremely scarce, and when combined with a major mint error, it becomes a true numismatic treasure. Even seemingly minor variations, like slight doubling on the date or letters, or subtle planchet imperfections, can make a significant difference in value. These are the coins that serious collectors seek, the ones that tell a story of a fleeting moment during production when something unusual occurred, and that coin survived untouched for decades. Proof coins of the same year, struck in San Francisco for collectors, also hold appeal, especially if they display deep cameo contrast and remain in pristine condition. But the most excitement comes from circulation coins with dramatic mint errors and top-tier grades. These coins are exceedingly rare and command attention whenever they appear in auctions or private sales. Most 1968 Washington quarters are worth little more than 25 cents. Uncirculated coins might sell for a few dollars. Error coins can range from hundreds to several $1,000s depending on severity. But in the rarest and most extraordinary cases, when a coin exhibits a dramatic mint error and is preserved in nearly flawless, certified condition, a 1968 Washington quarter can reach a staggering $94,000. That's right. A single quarter, one small piece of copper nickel, could be worth more than most people earn in a year. It's a perfect example of how rarity, condition, and a bit of historical intrigue can transform an ordinary coin into an extraordinary treasure. Next time you hold a coin in your hand, don't just glance at it. Look closely at the date, inspect the lettering, examine the edges, and check for any unusual details. Sometimes the smallest imperfection could hide incredible value, and history might be waiting quietly in your pocket. Top 2, we're diving into one of the most fascinating pieces of modern American coinage, the 1969 Washington quarter. At first glance, it may look like an ordinary 25-cent coin, but for collectors, this coin holds secrets, rare errors, and remarkable value. By the end of this video, you'll understand why one exceptional 1969 Washington quarter could be worth an astonishing $89,000. The Washington quarter has been a staple of American coinage since it was first minted in 1932 to honor George Washington's 200th birthday. By 1969, the quarter had become a familiar part of everyday life. Yet coins from this era hold stories of a transitional period in U.S. minting. Just like its 1968 predecessor, the 1969 quarter was struck in copper-nickel-clad composition, moving away from the 90% silver quarters that had been produced for decades. This change was due to rising silver prices and the need for cost-effective circulation coins. Millions of 1969 quarters were minted at the Philadelphia and Denver mints, and a smaller number were produced as proofs in San Francisco. With such high mintage numbers, most circulated coins today are worth only their face value. Even uncirculated examples usually sell for a few dollars. But the true excitement for collectors lies in rarity, condition, and those fascinating mint errors that make a coin extraordinary. Some 1969 Washington quarters have unique mint errors that can turn a standard coin into a collector's dream. Off-center strikes, where the design is noticeably shifted from the center, are highly sought after. Double die errors, where letters or numbers appear doubled due to misalignment during die preparation, create a dramatic effect that collectors prize. There are also coins with die cracks, clipped planchets, or weak strikes. Imperfections that are rare because of the mint's strict quality control. Condition plays a huge role in determining value. Most coins were handled, circulated, and exposed to scratches or contact marks over the years. Coins that survive in near-perfect mint state condition are extremely rare, especially at top-tier grades such as MS67 or MS68, as certified by professional grading services like PCGS or NGC. A high-grade coin with a notable mint error becomes a true numismatic treasure, commanding attention and excitement in auctions and private sales alike. Proof coins from San Francisco also offer opportunities for collectors. Deep cameo proofs with frosted design elements and mirror-like backgrounds are highly desirable when preserved flawlessly. But it's the combination of rarity, dramatic mint errors, and top-tier grading that truly makes the 1969 Washington quarter stand out. Even small variations, like subtle doubling in the date or letters, can dramatically increase a coin's value. Each error tells a story, a fleeting mechanical mishap in the mint that creates something unique and irreplaceable. For collectors, this is the thrill of modern coin collecting, finding that one coin that is both rare and historically significant. Most 1969 Washington quarters in circulation are worth only 25 cents. Uncirculated examples may fetch a few dollars. Minor error coins might reach hundreds or low thousands, depending on the rarity and eye appeal. But in the rarest and most extraordinary cases, when a 1969 quarter exhibits a dramatic mint error and has been preserved in near-perfect, certified condition, it can reach a staggering $89,000. That's right. A single Washington quarter from 1969, something that could have sat in your pocket decades ago, may be worth more than most people earn in a year. So next time you handle a quarter, don't just glance at it. Examine the date, inspect the lettering, look for doubled designs, off-center strikes, or unusual planchet shapes. Tiny details can hide enormous value, and history might be waiting quietly in your change. Top 3, we're taking a close look at a coin that's both iconic and potentially life-changing, the 1972 Washington quarter. While at first glance it may look like a common 25-cent piece, this coin has hidden stories, rare errors, and extraordinary value that make it a must-watch for any serious collector. By the end of this video, you'll understand why one exceptional 1972 Washington quarter can be valued at a jaw-dropping $87,000. The Washington quarter has been a staple of American coinage since its introduction in 1932, honoring George Washington's 200th birthday. By 1972, the quarter had already become an everyday piece of currency, but coins from this era hold a special place in the hearts of collectors. The obverse features the familiar profile of George Washington, while the reverse showcases the bold eagle with outstretched wings, a design that has stood the test of time. One of the fascinating things about the 1972 quarter is that it was produced entirely in copper-nickel-clad composition for circulation, following the transition away from the older 90% silver quarters. Millions were minted at the Philadelphia and Denver mints, and proof versions were struck in San Francisco for collectors. With such high production numbers, you might assume every coin is common, and most are. Circulated examples today are generally worth just 25 cents, and uncirculated coins might bring a few dollars. But the excitement lies in the rare errors and exceptional condition. Some 1972 Washington quarters are known for dramatic mint errors that make them highly sought after. Off-center strikes, where the design is noticeably shifted, can create a striking visual effect. Double die errors, where parts of the date or lettering appear doubled, add another layer of intrigue. There are also rare examples with die cracks, clipped planchets, and weakly struck elements, all of which are highly desirable to collectors. Each of these imperfections tells a story, a fleeting moment during production when something unusual occurred, and that coin survived untouched for decades. Condition plays an enormous role in determining a coin's value. Most 1972 quarters have been handled, circulated, or exposed to marks and scratches over the years. Coins that survive in pristine, mint state condition, graded MS-67 or MS-68 by professional services such as PCGS or NGC, are exceedingly rare. These top-grade coins, especially when paired with a notable mint error, are the holy grail for collectors and can command intense bidding wars at auctions. Even subtle variations, like doubling in the letters or date, can make a huge difference in value. Serious collectors search meticulously for these details, often examining coins under magnification to spot features that the casual observer might miss. This is the thrill of coin collecting, discovering that a coin that once seemed ordinary can be extraordinary. Proof coins from 1972, struck in San Francisco, also add to the excitement. Deep cameo proofs, with frosted designs and mirror-like fields, are highly prized if preserved in flawless condition. But it's the combination of rarity, dramatic mint errors, and top-tier grading that really sets certain 1972 quarters apart. Most 1972 Washington quarters in circulation are worth little more than face value. Uncirculated coins may sell for a few dollars. Minor error coins can reach hundreds or low thousands, depending on rarity. But in the rarest, most extraordinary cases, when a coin displays a dramatic mint error and has been preserved in nearly perfect, certified condition, a 1972 Washington quarter can reach a staggering $87,000. That's right. A single quarter, once exchanged in daily life, could be worth more than most people earn in a year. So next time you hold a quarter, don't just glance at it. Check the date, inspect the lettering, look closely for doubled designs, off-center strikes, or unusual planchet features. Sometimes the smallest details can hide incredible value, and history might be waiting quietly in your change. Top for we're exploring a coin that looks ordinary at first glance, but hides extraordinary potential, the 1974 Washington quarter. While most of these quarters are common and often overlooked, some rare versions can fetch astonishing sums, and by the end of this video, you'll understand why one exceptional 1974 Washington quarter is valued at $84,000. The Washington quarter has been a cornerstone of American coinage since its introduction in 1932 to honor George Washington's 200th birthday. By 1974, the quarter was firmly entrenched in everyday life, circulating widely across the country. Its obverse features the familiar portrait of George Washington, while the reverse displays the iconic eagle with outstretched wings, a timeless design that has endured for decades. Although millions of 1974 quarters were minted at the Philadelphia and Denver mints, and proof coins were struck in San Francisco, the vast majority of these coins are common and worth little more than face value. Circulated coins are generally worth 25 cents, and even uncirculated examples usually sell for only a few dollars. But the excitement for collectors lies in rarity, exceptional condition, and fascinating mint errors. One of the reasons some 1974 Washington quarters are so prized is due to unusual mint errors. Off-center strikes, where the design is noticeably shifted from the coin's center, create visually striking pieces that immediately attract collectors. Double die errors, where letters or numbers appear doubled, make certain coins particularly unique. Other rare anomalies include clipped planchets, die cracks, and weakly struck areas. errors that occurred during the minting process, and survive as permanent reminders of a moment when perfection slipped. Condition is another critical factor in determining value. Most quarters from 1974 show signs of circulation. Small scratches, contact marks, and surface wear are common. Coins that survive in nearly flawless mint state condition are incredibly rare, especially those graded MS-67, MS-68, or higher by professional grading services like PCGS or NGC. When these high-grade coins also feature a notable mint error, they become the ultimate collector's treasure. Even subtle variations, such as doubling in the date or letters, can dramatically increase a coin's value. Collectors carefully examine each coin under magnification, seeking those tiny differences that turn an ordinary coin into an extraordinary find. That combination of rarity, condition, and history is what makes modern coin collecting so thrilling. Proof coins from 1974, struck in San Francisco, are another avenue for collectors. Coins with deep cameo contrast, frosted design elements against mirror-like backgrounds, are highly desirable when preserved in pristine condition. However, it's the circulation coins that display dramatic mint errors in top-grade condition that truly capture the attention of serious collectors. Most 1974 Washington quarters are worth little more than their face value, and uncirculated examples might bring a modest premium. Error coins can fetch hundreds or even a few $1,000s depending on their rarity and visual appeal. But in the rarest and most extraordinary cases, when a coin exhibits a dramatic mint error and has been preserved in nearly perfect, certified condition, a 1974 Washington quarter can reach an astonishing $84,000. That's right, a single coin, once used in everyday transactions, could be worth more than many people earn in a year. Next time you pick up a quarter, don't just glance at it. Examine the date, inspect the lettering, look for doubled designs, off-center strikes, or unusual planchet features. Tiny details can hide incredible value, and history might be quietly waiting in your pocket. Top 5. We're diving deep into a coin that seems ordinary at first glance, but hides extraordinary potential. The 1979 Washington quarter. While most of these quarters are common and pass unnoticed in circulation, some rare versions have captured the attention of collectors worldwide. By the end of this video, you'll discover why one extraordinary 1979 Washington quarter can be valued at $81,000. The Washington quarter has been a staple of American coinage since 1932, introduced to honor George Washington's 200th birthday. By 1979, the quarter was everywhere, in wallets, cash registers, and coin jars. But even everyday coins can hold incredible surprises for those who know what to look for. Its obverse features the familiar portrait of George Washington, while the reverse proudly displays the eagle with outstretched wings, a timeless design that symbolizes strength and heritage. Millions of 1979 quarters were produced at the Philadelphia and Denver mints, and special proof coins were struck in San Francisco for collectors. Because of these high mintage numbers, most coins you encounter in circulation today are worth only their face value. Even uncirculated examples typically fetch only a few dollars. But what makes this coin truly exciting for collectors is rarity, exceptional condition, and fascinating mint errors. Some 1979 Washington quarters feature dramatic minting errors that make them highly sought after. Off-center strikes, where the design is noticeably shifted, can create visually striking coins that immediately attract collector attention. Double die errors, where letters or numbers appear doubled, make certain coins unique and desirable. Rare clipped planchets, die cracks, and weak strikes are other examples of minting mistakes that transform a common coin into a collector's treasure. Each error tells a story, a fleeting moment during the minting process when perfection slipped and a one-of-a-kind coin was born. Condition is another key factor in determining value. Most quarters from 1979 show signs of wear, scratches, or contact marks from circulation. Coins that survive in flawless mint state condition are exceedingly rare. Top-tier coins, graded MS-67, MS-68, or higher by professional grading services such as PCGS or NGC, are especially prized. When a coin combines both rarity and exceptional grade, it becomes a must-have for serious collectors and often commands intense competition in auctions. Even subtle features, like minor doubling on the date or letters, can dramatically increase a coin's value. Collectors examine every detail under magnification, looking for those tiny variations that turn an ordinary quarter into an extraordinary find. This is what makes modern coin collecting so exciting. The thrill of uncovering coins with hidden potential and historical significance. Proof coins from 1979, struck in San Francisco, are another area of interest. Deep cameo proofs, with frosted design elements contrasting against mirror-like backgrounds, are highly sought after when preserved perfectly. But the most excitement comes from circulation coins with rare mint errors and top-tier grades, which can transform a simple quarter into a numismatic treasure. Most 1979 Washington quarters are worth only 25 cents in circulation. Uncirculated coins may bring a modest premium, and minor error coins can sell for hundreds or even thousands depending on rarity. But in the rarest and most extraordinary cases, when a coin features a dramatic mint error and is preserved in near-perfect, certified condition, a 1979 Washington quarter can reach an astonishing $81,000, if that's right. A single quarter, once used in everyday transactions, could be worth more than many people earn in a year. So next time you handle a quarter, don't just glance at it. Check the date, inspect the lettering, and look for unusual features like doubled designs, off-center strikes, or clipped edges. Sometimes the smallest details hide enormous value, and history may be quietly waiting in your pocket. If you enjoyed this deep dive into the rare and remarkable 1979 Washington quarter, make sure to subscribe, hit the notification bell, and join our community of passionate collectors. Keep searching, keep collecting, and remember, even the coins that seem ordinary can sometimes hold extraordinary treasure.